We're going to make plays. We're going to play hard. We're going to do what we got to do. O-line, D-line, toughness, 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 toughness.
Hey, Buckeye Nation. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast, your only commercial-free Ohio State football podcast. These guys were born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcast. Now, pour a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick.
What's up, folks? We are back. We are so back. We got so much shit going on. You guys don't even fucking know. Jeff and Shawn with me. Jeff over in Orlando. Shawn up in Detroit. And Shawn is going to give us a weather update later. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Tough on the kids' sports this weekend. Good on the Buckeyes. So, hey, you win some, you lose some.
That's right. What's more important? What are your priorities, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, keep them in line. There you go. So, as always, folks, please hit up the site, thebuckeyecast.com. Find us on social media. As always, please give us a review on the show. Whatever podcast platform you're using, you can find it anywhere. Even we're on YouTube, and I am on video right now. So you'll get to see my shirts, the shirts we sell on the site. I'm actually wearing one. Shirts and merch. Check them out. We got free shipping going on. And Jeff and Shawn, you guys aren't aware of this, but right now, this week I just started sending out podcast episodes of the press conferences from Ryan Day and the team. So his Tuesday press conference, put that out this week. We're going to start doing that going forward, time willing, maybe.
I was aware of that because I had a link sent to my phone and it played where I didn't even have to go into anything. It was like right off my text message, so it was actually pretty cool because I don't like to do much and I didn't have to.
Yeah, you're a minimal effort kind of guy, and I get that, and you're welcome. So keep an eye out. I just did the post game press conference from what's today, Sunday, from Saturday night. So check it out. We're gonna be doing that shit. More material, more content for you people. It's for you guys. I don't make a dime off of this. Jeff doesn't make a dime. Shawn doesn't make a dime. Wait, I shouldn't have said that, actually. Damn it. I had these guys under the thought that they were going to make money at some point. False. So, yeah. Anyway, do we have any bourbon to talk about tonight?
I opened up a new bottle yesterday. It's called Pure Kentucky. Nice little bottle distilled by Willett's Distillery.
Mm-hmm.
Willett's is pretty good bourbon. They make them themselves, but it's Pure Kentucky. Pretty good stuff. Nice easy sipping.
What kind of flavor profile you got there? You got some details?
I'm not a detailed profiler per se.
It's brown, but has alcohol in it.
It's like it's lighter. It's like more like a honey colored. Maybe a little bit of maybe a hint of caramel.
Oh, okay.
If I had to.
There you
go. But I mean, I don't know. You should try a bottle for yourself and tell me.
What's the cost on that one?
Cost for $7.50. We're looking at. I think we looked at 32, 34.
Okay.
32 or 34.
That's a good price.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's a $7.50 you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
And
you tried that, Elijah?
I did not open the Elijah yet. Did not open that.
Nice. Shawn, you got anything new on the horizon?
Well, I tapped into some of that stuff the old lady brought me back from Louisville, and
yeah, what a store that was. Jesus, nice haul.
I opened up the chicken cock.
As we like to do.
Yeah,
those are hard to
as we
find
do up here.
up in the feathers and stuff.
And I like it. It's a nice, smooth, pretty smooth. I'm with Jeff. I can't tell the hints and the almonds and the whatever. My palate's been a little bit destroyed over the years. All I know is I like it. And it was easy drinking and easy to swing back a couple throws when you're at freezing your ass off at a high school football event.
Sure. Yeah, that's the best place to drink.
Get a little nip. Get you a little nipper.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, that's a nice little score you got there coming out of the Bourbon Trail. I'd really be interested in trying that Willet Rye because I haven't had that yet. But anyways, so let's get into this. Some people get tired of the bourbon talk. I don't really care because this is our show. First off, before we get into the Purdue game, we got a big fucking boom Saturday before game time.
Oh,
5-star Sonny Styles. Wow. Got a nice commitment from him. His brother's playing at Notre Dame, and he's been to Notre Dame multiple times, hanging out with his brother and shit. So, that's a big get. I mean, obviously the legacy from Lorenzo Styles, but that's a big get. This guy is like your perfect bullet, but he's a big bullet. He's a tall motherfucker and fast as shit. So he's going to be a linebacker, safety hybrid kind of role. What did you guys think when we pulled that in pregame?
Go ahead, Shawn.
I was amazed. I thought for sure this kid was going to Notre Dame with his brother.
Yeah.
I'd almost written him off. I know Ohio State, Antonio, and staff hadn't, but I kind of did, and I didn't think we were getting this kid. So to me, it's huge, huge, huge. And to piggyback on top of that, I don't know if you saw today or not, but Damani Jackson, who I know we had just decommitted from USC, would love to go full court press on that dude.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hopefully he doesn't try and look at Michigan though. I know that they were in his top 5.
Because him and that other guy that plays up here, that corner, he's I guess they're buddies or something, and he's going to Michigan. But yeah, if they got him and Damani, wouldn't like that.
No, not one bit. So yeah, great get, great haul. That's a good way to start your Saturday morning before the Buckeye game. So yeah, Sonny Styles, welcome into the fold. Really excited to see this guy.
That is huge. He could play anywhere. I mean, he might be a rush outside linebacker. You know, where he has a frame to grow into anything.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
The potential is there. I thought it was a coin flip. I thought it was 50-50 us in Notre Dame. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got me super juiced.
I'm surprised he committed already too. Actually.
Yeah. We figured it was going to be closer to like the early signing period, maybe.
Right.
You know,
so, well, we're getting there. I mean, that December date is fast approaching, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, let's get into this Purdue game. Buckeyes roll, almost doubled them up, 59-31. This started ugly and finished boring, but 45-17 at the half, guys. That first quarter and second quarter, Buckeyes just took advantage of Purdue mistakes. They look like a high school team out there in the first half. They were making a few little plays here and there, but Buckeyes just took advantage, like I said. I mean, you guys have a big takeaway from that game that stood out to you?
The first thing that stuck out to me, it was Garrett Wilson. I was like, oh yeah, we missed him. He's really good. He looked like he was in another gear even. Like he had something to prove. I don't know why And I'm sure nobody in Ohio State country was needing him to prove anything, but he played like it, and he stood out immediately.
Right. Yeah, he did come out there possessed, seemingly to make up after lost time. So, Shawn, you have a big thing? No, I mean that. I don't mean it that way. Because I know that's not true. I've been in the locker room with you, pal.
Keep your eyes up there.
Yeah, my eyes are up here. Do you have a big takeaway?
I mean, the positive was that offense. I mean, now's the time I want to be peaking. The passing game looked amazing. The running game looked great. Exactly what I'm looking for going in the last two games. But I mean, the one I kind of expect that out of the offense. The one thing that stood out for me a lot, and I think I texted you during the game, is, and I know part of it was scheme, but lack of pass rush. 0 sacks against Purdue.
Right.
I mean, I'm not for that, man, and I don't think that's a winning recipe moving forward. If you're sitting back there and you're picking this guy off left and right, but we're dropping 8, bringing 3, and he's completing 77% of his passes.
Right.
And a bunch that we're drops.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. You just said it. Buckeyes were dropping 8. They weren't bringing an extra guy. So, and I'm not surprised because you got like 2 different schools of thought. Either you blitz the shit out of the guy, or you drop 8 and play coverage and just play zone or whatever. But yeah,
I like to err on the side of pressure, man. That's when quarterbacks make mistakes.
Yeah, that was a good offense, though, man. People sometimes think Purdue is just a lamb that's going to lay down, but that was a good offense, And obviously they're one-sided, one-trick pony kind of thing, but it was a tough game. But the one big thing for me was on the offensive side of the ball, we averaged 9.5 yards per pass and 8.5 per run. That really popped off the screen to me. Just the consistency we were able to move the ball with. I know the stat nerds and all the shit talkers will finally say, "Oh, did you guys score in the red zone?" Yeah, fuck you. We sure did. But I think those yards per play were huge.
Well, and to be fair to those assholes, most of our touchdowns we were running through our red zone to get to the goal line. We were at about the 50.
Right.
So we ran through the red zone quite a bit on our way to the touchdown.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's a game too. You look at red zone chances. Did we have? We had, I think, maybe 1 or 2 red zone possessions. I mean, most of the time we were scoring outside of it, so that can be a little deceiving as far as red zone efficiency. We saw the games the last couple of weeks where we were settling for field goals, but if you have 5 touchdowns of 40 yards or more, then you don't need red zone offense.
Yeah, exactly. O-line got their shit together. Did that George Karlaftis guy even play yesterday? I didn't.
Was he number 6? Because it took me a while to figure out.
He's number 5. He's the white dude.
Oh, I couldn't tell the difference between the two of them.
He didn't look good yesterday. I kept my eye on him. I was talking to my son about him, saying, "Hey, this kid's supposed to be a first-round talent type of kid," and he was nowhere. He was not impactful. I think he made maybe one impact play that whole game, but I don't know who was on him all day. If it was Dewan or Harris.
Well, he flipped sides, so it would have been both, Nick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Nick had a great game.
He did. I saw him smashing some people. Yeah, I agree.
On that one touchdown, was it the touchdown? And I can't remember if it was the Garrett Wilson or Travion. They left Karlaftis completely alone, and he just whiffed. He kind of got little
They-
shoulder dip, and boom,
Yeah.
see ya.
They ran at him quite a bit, actually. So
Mhm.
that guy seems like maybe just a third down kind of DN, not a four down kind of D lineman, you know.
Your weak side pass rush, he's great at running people down, but not
Yeah.
so great at getting bullied.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot. You can still make $15 million a year in the NFL.
Oh yeah, he's
Doing
going
it
to
that
be a
way.
first round pick just
Oh,
for
yeah,
that
that-
alone.
I did not hear one person say anything about him not being. Everybody was in like top 20 pick. Mel's big board, just that, whatever the hell. So he got his deserved hype, but I think a lot of scouts watched that game and they saw, oh shit, yeah, Nick Ferrer's.
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
real.
I think he's a high motor guy that gets
Yeah.
after it against most teams, but he got, Saturday he got his ass kicked.
And that's going against NFL tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So
4 of them.
Yeah, 4 of them exactly.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see how it works out for him. I'm sure he'll be fine in the NFL. But I want to read you off, guys, our drive chart real quick. How each drive ended. So this is how each drive ended for the Buckeyes. This is fun. Starting in first quarter, touchdown. Oh shit. So let me start over. Fucking ESPN, you guys suck. Touchdown. Field goal. Kicking the nuts. Second half starts. Touchdown. Punt. Suck. Touchdown. End of game. Where the drive, they took knees at the Purdue 7. After a nice 68-yard drive.
Yeah.
Does that sound acceptable?
Was it 11? Is that 11 possessions or 12?
Total possessions?
Total possessions.
6, 7,
We scored the
9,
first.
10, 11. 11, and we could have punched it in on the 11th.
Right. So we scored on 9. Scored on 9 possessions. You score 9 possessions. I mean, even if you kick field goals, that's still 27 points.
10, Jeff. There's one punt. They could have scored on 10.
Okay. All right. So, okay. I got you. So I'm saying, I mean, you score that many, you're scoring that many possessions. That's a good recipe for victory.
Oh, for sure. The percentage is amazing. And I mean, if they wanted to, we probably could have had 3 more possessions, We slowed that. We put the air brakes on that whole game.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Defense dropped back into a bend but don't break kind of scenario. We started running the ball more. Yeah. So CJ went 31 of 38, 361 through the air, 5 touchdowns. Oh, and 1 rush for -1 yard.
We've got to run them more.
Well, yeah. There were options there.
No, that wasn't bad. I mean, we'll take 31 for 38. I don't think he needs to run 5 times for 20 yards if he's doing 31 of 38 for 360 and 5.
Yeah.
I don't. I could give 2 shits if he runs the ball 5 times. If our passing game is like that, we don't need him to run at all. We got a bunch of guys that are good at running.
Yeah. Shawn, how about this distribution? You got 9 catches by JSN. You got 10 by Garrett. You got 9 by Olave. How's that?
That's about perfect. That's just about what I want to see. Olave got jobbed on that touchdown.
The Ruckert hold?
Yeah.
That was horseshit.
Yeah, and so did JSN on that long run. JSN, I don't know. I'd like to have seen a close-up of his foot on the sideline when they marked him out at like a 20.
I know, man. They never got a close-up of that.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't ever re-show that. I know that. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, looks good to me.
Are we sure he's out?
I'm like, that's a scoring play. Like, we're not going to take a look? Maybe he knew he did, and he's saying, "No, coach, I just,
I don't know. I almost feel it's conspiracy. I feel like they flipped over to what he did last week and all his catches. Look what this kid did. I'm like, show me that foot and that line. I want to see that shit.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought the same thing. So Jackson goes for $139, Garrett $126, and Olave 85. Obviously, Garrett scores 4 touchdowns. He did have the one jet sweep for 51 yards, just coasted into the end zone. That was a great play.
He made one move. Once he hit the corner, he made one move and just ran.
They timed that so well. He was going like full go right when he got that
exactly.
ball. And it was gone.
Yeah, I thought CJ was late with it. Actually, I was kind of concerned that there was going to be a fumble because it seemed like that snap and handoff had to happen so quickly, and I thought CJ almost was late with it, but it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, defenses, you're going to have to keep your eye on that one.
Mm-hmm. That's going to give you some film to watch. So, rushing game, strong. Mayan led the team with $117 on 14 carries. That's a nice little 8.4 average if you're counting. Travion almost hit 100 with 13 carries. 2 touchdowns, obviously. Had the big 57-yarder where it's one of those Travion carries where he takes the handoff and there's nobody near him. You're like, well, this is 6. I mean, is there a question?
Yeah, he had 5 steps and I knew he'd scored. Nobody's gonna get him.
Yeah, if you're not getting a hand on him at the line of scrimmage, he's gone.
You had your chance. You don't have it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's so, dude, it changes an offense just to have that. Know you have that guy, and defenses knowing you have that guy that you can't take your eyes off him one play. I mean, it's super special to have that.
And then you got to worry about Olave Wilson.
I mean, and that's what having that one guy in the backfield with the passing attack. That's what when I saw him be who we see him to be. That's when I thought, I was like, yeah, we really got a really good chance because you needed that offset from the big passing attack that we have with our top 3.
Shawn, what about Mayan as the battering ram?
I love it. Mayan with that 117 yards. He's oftentimes one shoestring tackle or something away from having an even bigger game.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that 1-2 punch right there. That's kind of, I think, what we were all kind of leaning towards when the season started was these 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't have any idea what's going on with Master Teague, huh?
Injury is all we can guess at. He was back last week. Didn't do much. Had a couple carries maybe, but we got to hope somebody else doesn't go down. If Mayan goes down or Travion, we're going to be thin in the skin.
Then it's Pryor.
Crowley's out.
Crowley's out with a knee injury, but and you know what? And Steel Chambers is playing good enough on defense. I don't want to take him back away from linebacker. I don't think we can afford to do that either.
No, you'd have to rely on the freshman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Evan Pryor.
Yeah, it's not something you want to do. Yeah.
No,
but if that's going to be the case, and that if that's going to be the case, and that room's that thin, then to me, why don't you get him 4 carries in this blowout? 4 or 5 carries,
Who's that?
Pryor.
Oh, Pryor, yeah. He could have. I think he could have, yeah. I think he could have done a smaller split with him. I agree 100%. I don't know if – see, this is the time of year where you're starting to think about red shirts and shit like that. You don't want to burn a guy. Like the question came up yesterday.
The portal and all that, red shirt's gone. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I get your point. But I'm saying – that question comes up. That came up yesterday after the game with Kyle. somebody asked a question about why they didn't bring Kyle McCord in the fourth quarter, and they said because you were concerned about his red shirt, because I think he's played in 2 or 3 games. So
I thought the media assumed that, and the coaches said no, that didn't cross their mind at all.
right, he did, but that tells you that it's out there and it's a thing, as
True.
things can
I
be.
don't think it's a thing at Ohio State
Okay,
necessarily.
all right. So
Unless
yeah.
unless the player says, hey, don't put me in some garbage time game when I can get a red shirt.
Well, we're never going to hear that out of a player's mouth, and the coach isn't going to say that either. The coach is, like Ryan Day yesterday, was not going to say, "Oh yeah, we were very concerned about his red shirt." No, it's that because that hurts recruiting going forward. Recruits are going to be like, "Oh, so you really are thinking about redshirting me?"
I don't think Ohio State coaches since Urban Meyer think about the red shirt. I don't think that's in their thing. I think they built a program says, hey, this is what it is. If you can make the field, you can make the field. And if not, then hey, maybe you will red shirt. But I don't think they play the games much like other schools do. I think like Michigan is with McCarthy. Hey, you better get in here in these snaps, or I will leave. I don't think it's like
Right.
that at Ohio State.
I get you.
I think we're so rich.
I agree. I think that's the right way to run a program, and you're doing right by the kids and their families. So I agree that. JJ McCarthy's another story. That's a weird scenario that's going on up there. But so let's finish up with the defense here. You guys have a defensive MVP, Jeff?
I don't know. I didn't. Nobody. I think Denzel Burke had a good game, holding up against the talent he was going against. But I don't think I wouldn't. Nobody stood out to me above anyone else. I mean, guys had good games. I thought Tyreek Smith was working real hard. Almost had a strip sack in the first quarter there. Not 3-step drops with the passing game out of the shotgun. Like they knew that pass rush was coming. I wouldn't. I don't know what the grades were on the champions, but nobody really stood out above anyone else. My opinion.
So nobody popped up. Go ahead, Shawn.
I agree with Jeff. I think that was a poor defensive. They averaged 4.8 carry, and they threw for 390 on it. Just because guys are out there making a bunch of tackles and stuff doesn't mean that they had a great game. And I'm with Jeff. Nobody.
Okay. You don't think a passing focus offense is holding them to 31 points is good, or just you didn't see a good performance?
I don't think holding them to 31 points and 390 passing yards is holding them to fucking anything. I think it's getting worked the entire game.
Well, I did have a defensive MVP because I like to pick somebody out, and I like to honor or recognize Denzel Burke. 10 tackles. 10 tackles as a corner. He's a corner. And a pass defense. He did not cover Bell the entire day, so it was a combination of him and Seven and Cam Brown. I'll talk about Seven a little later here.
Yeah, okay.
Quickly. It's going to be a short conversation. But I go Denzel Burke for the 10 tackles. He was coming up and putting hits on fucking tight ends, dudes that outweigh him by 60 pounds. He was coming up and taking them down where they caught the ball. He was not letting them gain yardage and like wrestling them out of bounds. He was coming up and hitting them in the fucking knees, taking their legs out from under him. Toughness. That guy's tough, man. And they'll fucking tell you about it too. That's what I like. He'll perform. He's not a Damon Arnett that's just going to talk shit but get toasted. He's gonna do well and then tell you he did well. So this kid's got a great future. Love him. Bell had 18 targets in all, 11 catches for 103 yards, no TDs. I think
about as good as you can ask for.
I think that's a win. That's a fucking win. And his counterparts on the other side didn't go off. It's not like they opened things up for other receivers or anything, other than that freaking running back, the white dude, Anthrop. Who was that guy?
Yeah, we're amazing at making the third option.
And Horvath, the guy had a broken leg earlier in the year. Horvath.
Yeah.
I think the second touchdown he did the quiet motion with the finger when he scored.
I love that. That's my favorite.
I was like, oh no, you didn't do that, bro. Because you guys are gonna get woodshedded here.
And number 6 on defense, trying to get in a fight over there on the Buckeye sidelines. Coaches are having to break him up. It's like, dude, do you look at the scoreboard? At that point, it was like 42-17 or 42-10 or something. Like, wake the fuck up. These college kids, man, they're fucking dumb as shit sometimes. They want to.
And honestly, after watching the game, I wouldn't have thought that the quarterback went for 390. If I wouldn't have seen the stats,
right?
It didn't seem like 390. But there also
a lot of empty calories in that.
But there was some the touchdown passes. 2 of them were just blown coverages.
Right.
Guy just
Bryson Shaw, no way.
Yeah, and 7. I don't think he
7 Banks, no way.
There was a push off there, but he took himself out of that play. It looked like. Anyways, if you want to cover that later, go ahead.
No, we're done with that. That's good enough. Shawn, quick take on Shawn Banks and their defensive skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the same shit. It's problematic. We're going into a team that loves that type of shit next week. That's what they live and die on, that shit. And we've been exposed a few weeks now on that, and it needs to get fucking cleaned up.
Yeah, so just quickly, I wanted to touch on, we have 5 guys with TFLs. I like that. Spreading the distribution around. The big man, once again, Jerron Cage. Where's this fucking guy been? All of a sudden, he's like an all-star,
Right place, right time.
You said, Shawn. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, Shawn, virtually 0 pass rush. I remember one play, maybe, where Tyreek was close to a strip sack, but Purdue was running a lot of quick game, get it out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Yeah. And Buckeyes were dropping 8, so they weren't bringing in extra pressure. So whatever. They were 5 of 10 on third downs. That's good, not great. Linebacker, though, I wanted to talk about quickly before we jump into the Sparty game. All steel, Cody Simon, and EA. I think Taraja might have logged 1 tackle. I don't have snap counts because they don't release those until Mondays on PFF, and so that's what we're looking at from our linebacker core. What do you guys think? You got strong takes on those, Jeff?
Yeah, I do. Well, we talked about it last week. We were talking about not seeing Taraja, and we didn't know if it was an injury thing or just lost some playing time. But we knew he wasn't going to see the field in these packages against that offense. I didn't expect to see him at all. I wouldn't expect to see him at all. I did see a lot of Eichenberg in the second half, so I don't know if that tells me that Cody Simon's dealing with something, a little nicked up, because we did see a lot of Tommy Eichenberg in the second half with Steele and with EA. But I don't know. I hope Simon's healthy. It seems like that dude's been playing injured all year. I think that we're going to find out that he's been battling some shit all year.
He's wearing one of those shoulder harnesses every game.
He's had it since jump. So I mean, this might be something he's just fighting through but maybe got a little nicked up in that game. So hopefully he comes out of that, healthy. Steele's still making strides. I think we do see a little more Taraja this week, probably with just our defense trying to shut down Kenneth Walker. Hopefully we try to take
more of a 4-3. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But
okay. All right.
But so, what do you think? You're happy with Simon, Steele, and EA, or you think that maybe this needs to be a little different rotation?
I think I'm good there, especially in those nickel defenses.
Yeah, it's a two linebacker set, really.
Yeah, right. So Taraja is more of the 4-3 middle that will deal in double tight end sets and stuff like that. So I think we will see more Taraja this week. Hopefully this isn't messing with their heads, as far as messing with their confidence or whatever, or their doubt, of not playing one week, playing the next. But that's what the whole NFL is. I mean, they're just getting them ready for the pros. Some weeks you're in the game plan, some weeks because of what the other team does, you're not. Belichick's huge on it, He made a dynasty on it.
Versatility, yeah.
I think you could see more of Taraja Mitchell and however Paleo Gaote.
Call him EA. He goes by EA.
EA.
Yeah. That's what he goes by.
I was so happy when I heard that he goes by EA.
I know. I was going to call him PG. But if he wants EA, that's fine with me. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, Shawn.
So, I just, it's the same dudes we've been talking about all year. And they're still moving them around a lot. I don't know. It's going to be how it works this week.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting when we go against these run offenses.
Harbaugh's still lining up double tights too. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
We're going to find out. Mm-hmm. We're going to find out real quick.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I want to thank Jeff Brom, as I love to do lately, and his in-game coaching, game management, kicking field goals when he's inside the 10 against the number one offense in the country. Probably not a great idea. The score was 42-14, pal. Did you see the fucking score on the scoreboard in the second quarter? It's 42-14, and we get the ball to start the second half.
Coming away
You're kicking fucking field goals. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're not going away empty-handed on this drive. We work too hard.
That's right. So anyways, final score, I was 47-20. I'm going to go ahead and take the dub on that one once again. Seems like a whitewash this season, guys. Shawn was 34-20. Jeff was 31-10. I'll listen to the argument that nobody was really close, but I was the closest of the least close.
I got the cover.
Nobody expected Ohio State's offense to go off like this because it looked so mediocre against Penn State and Nebraska.
Right.
Sure. I mean, naturally, why was everybody down on Penn State after Illinois? Because they gave up 357 on the ground to Illinois. But that wasn't Penn State's defense. Penn State's defense is what every other game has been. Right. Us just that yesterday. Penn State's defense is for real. They look like shit against Illinois, so then they, that's what messes with the spreads.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we put that one to bed. Let's talk Michigan State coming into the shoe noon on Saturday. Going to be on ABC. For some reason, ABC is grabbing our big games here coming down the stretch.
I wonder how Fox missed out. I wonder if maybe Fox didn't pick this at the beginning of the year because nobody thought this would be a game at the beginning of the year.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Michigan State's over/under of season wins was like 4.5. in
What a
most
turnaround.
books. Yeah.
Transfer
Well,
portal can turn your program around.
if you slash half of your team
Right.
and bring in a new team, that's what happens, right? So yeah, Mel Tucker coming in his second year. This team is a tough team. They're kind of like their coach. They're gonna try and pound the ball and then plop it over the top on you deep. Mel Tucker, he liked to dance in the transfer portal. He liked to dabble in that fair share. He was in there with the stogie. But Michigan State's 9-1, 6-1 in the Big Ten. We know about the loss they took a couple weeks ago. PFF had them at 5.9 wins on the year, and Vegas had them, like I mentioned, 4.5. So they definitely eclipsed that shit. They just beat up on Maryland. They dominated that game. They seemed to be in control. Maryland made a late run, but little Tua had some big passing numbers.
But that game, I had that game on one of the third screen. Pretty much a lot of our games where it's never really in doubt, but we're just kind of slugging along, and then we finally pull away. Like it's never really a threat. But yeah, I never felt watching one play that Maryland had a chance in that game. But Michigan State, they didn't look at the same time. We're not overly impressive. Not clubbing them over the head with big play after big play after big play.
Right, exactly. So their offense is putting up 34 points a game. That's 25th in the country, by the way. 191 on the ground they're averaging. That's 36th. 6.5 yards of play. That's 17th in the country. And they run the shit out of the ball, obviously. They got 37 carries, or at least rushing attempts. Peyton Thorne, he's got almost 2,500 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 8 picks. He's got some mobility to him. He could scramble for a first down if he has to. Kenneth Walker is the obvious stud on their offense. The transfer, he's almost up to 1,500 yards already, man. 17 touchdowns, obviously a Heisman contender. And then Jaden Reed, the receiver, has really stepped up since Naylor. This is the last time I get to use this joke, I think. Naylor, I hardly know her. Naylor's out for the season. So Reed's got over 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. So those are your weapons on offense that you really need to look out for. Shawn, you got any takes on these guys? Somebody you think that stands out to you?
Well, that Kenneth Walker, the third, I saw him early in the year, and this guy runs hard. He doesn't come down. You're going to have to tackle this kid. He loves cutting it back, busting it outside, and then racing down the sideline. He's kind of got it all. He'll run over you as well. He's a strong kid, fast. He's got moves. He's a complete back. I don't know how well he catches.
He's only got 11 catches on the year, 11 or 12, something like that.
Not really part of their offense.
And then, they got, like you said, Reed, the other guy got hurt. They might have had some other dude that was going off this last week.
Yeah, they got a couple. Yeah, they got Hayward, the tight end, the big dude, number 11. He's Cam Hayward's brother.
Yeah. So these guys are legit on offense, and they're a big play threat. They live and die by that bomb.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of an unusual offense. Do you feel like it's really different from the D'Antonio years? He was always run the ball hard, but they threw more conservatively. They didn't go deep a lot.
Right. Right. They're finally stretching the field with Tucker for sure. You know, both horizontally and vertically.
Mhm. Yeah.
And this is where Shaw, when you bite too hard to the one side, it's 70-yard touchdowns and shit. That's what these guys love, and they get them a lot.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure they've really faced. Well, maybe Penn State gave them some corners that could match up, similar to Ohio State. So, Jeff, you got anything that stands out to you on this offense?
No, I mean, I think we have to take the approach to just take away their number one thing and make them play left-handed. I think we load the box. I think we prevent the run, and we make them go for that deep ball consistently. Keep them in third and longs. So I say you don't let Kenneth Walker get over. You don't let him get on you, because if he gets going, that's time of possession. That's less possessions for us. Can't have it. Got to shut down the run. Force them to pass. We might give up some big plays, but I think in the long run, it's going to get us more possessions where we can just outscore them. So load up against the run. Make them beat us through the big plays in the air.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better if we had good safeties back there, but I think the next guy after Shaw is Marcus Hooker. So no thanks.
Where's Ryan Watts? Why is Ryan Watts not moved to free safety yet?
I don't know.
I saw my kickoff coverage, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right, he's not injured. Put him at free safety.
Yeah.
He's got the frame. I think he looked great at free safety.
Yeah, I think Martinez is more of a cover safety or a nickel from how they used him earlier. And he's almost up for a fucking red shirt candidate as well. I mean, he hasn't played much at all. So, I don't know. But on the defensive side of the ball, he does, yeah. I mean, he had the pick six and shit. But we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. Defense for Michigan State. Oh, God. This is like Jekyll and Hyde kind of defense, man. These D linemen must beat the fuck out of these DBs every day at practice, because if I played D line and this secondary was such garbage, I would be killing these guys. Excuse me. Giving up 460 yards a game, but 350 of that is through the air per game. These guys in the last three games alone have allowed 430 a game. Wow. But against the rush, 109. That's 15th in the country. So it's insane. Like I mentioned earlier, little Tua last week for Maryland went for 350 and 2 touchdowns. I'm trying to tell you, man, this defensive line is their greatest strength, but the secondary is their greatest weakness. It's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen a defense like this. Usually the D line kind of helps the secondary, right, by putting pressure on the quarterback and allowing less time for the quarterback to make his moves and shit. Not in this case, man. This secondary gets toasted on the regular.
That's not a good sign.
Transfers in, like a guy from Florida.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, there's a reason why they weren't playing, apparently, at those other schools. There's a guy from Bama and a guy from Florida.
There's a reason that damn point spread opened up as big as it did. What's going on with that spread right now? It's been up and down all day.
I'll find that while we're talking. But I do like that linebacker, the freshman Holiday, running around out there with that green knob on his hand. You seen this shit, Shawn?
The nub.
Oh, man.
It's like a wrecking ball.
I know. Dude, it's in the nuts with that thing. Geez.
Oh, no, thank you.
He's probably swinging that thing around. Who knows? It's in there. He's probably got a lead pipe and a roll of quarters in his fist inside that thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's an old school guy. The guy doesn't wear any pads, no wristbands, nothing. He's just out there, you know. If you didn't make him wear a uniform, I don't think he would wear one.
He's tough, but I think I think you could run right at him. I think he's a little small, maybe. I think you could wear him down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for the Buckeye offense, they need to expect to get pressure, and whether it's just from the D-line or if they blitz guys, that you're going to get pressure. And really, I think this is where CJ's Heisman campaign really takes off, and maybe he locks it up in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, obviously.
Yeah.
But, he's the leader in the clubhouse right now, according to Vegas. Shawn, you got a take on how this game might play out?
Yeah, well, I don't think they're in the clubhouse yet, but yeah, right now it all sets up really well for Stroud to win the Heisman. You're going against two serious opponents the next 2 weeks, and then potentially a Big Ten championship if you can get through it. So I even think it's not even going to take ungodly numbers, but you know, if he goes for 280 and 3 touchdowns, he's still on pace to be leader. I don't even think he has to do a 405 touchdown, even though he very likely could. I think he could come in well below that and still be leading after this week, unless someone totally goes off.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jeff,
but
you got
a good enough game, you know?
Yeah. Let's get into our scores here. Jeff, you got a score and how you see this game playing out?
Well, we don't know what the weather's like, so I'm picturing us going to want to establish the run. Mel Tucker's going to know they're going to need to gamble on defense. Expect a lot of heavy pressure, zone blitzes, all that kind of shit. Is CJ, if we get a good read on what they're doing defensively, we get some quick scores, then I think it's just going to be an onslaught. But I'm picturing weather maybe being a factor. Run the ball 40 times. 220, 240 on the ground, something like that. So what's the spread at right now, Joe? I'll go with the numbers here.
I got a 19 right now through Bet Online.
I'll take 19. I'll lock it in 19. We'll go Buckeyes 42, Sparty 16.
42-16. Okay, got it. Over under is 67, by the way. Shawn,
42-16.
Yeah, gotcha. Shawn, what do you got for this one?
I got the Buckeyes doubling up Sparty, 48-24.
Okay. Got it. I'm going 47-13. I think barring some downpour, which has been known to happen in Michigan State games. Yeah, I think 47-13, Buckeyes roll. I think they can even throw the ball in the rain if they have to, or the snow, whatever it might be. And I think they walk away with an easy dub. Shouldn't be much threat. I think Walker will probably still get 100 yards plus, though. He's going to get his. It's just a matter of not letting those go for big plays, So hopefully that's the case.
If he ends up with 124 and a touchdown, I'm cool with that. I don't think that should be the deciding factor in a Michigan State victory. If we hold him to that.
No, it's going to take more than that.
You got to expect some, but I think we got to. Do you guys agree on the strategy? Just load up to stop the run. Don't let them possess the ball. Keep it from us. Have success.
I think you'll see a totally different defense with this game. You're gonna be bringing 4 at least every time. Probably doing a lot of run blitzes even. Pressure on Thorne. You probably got to have a spy on Thorne more than you had to from that guy last week. Thorne will get out there and run a bit. So I I think we're going to see a different defense this week, and I hope it works. Just look at the Purdue tape, see what they did to them.
Yeah. All right, let's run through our microscopes here. Jeff, I'll let you lead off with offense.
Offense. Who do we want to look out for this game? Let's go back. And we it seems like we're hitting the same notes here. I don't know. Let's go back to Chris Olave. Let's go back to Chris. Let's get I want to see Chris at the top of the leaderboard when in the yardage or touchdowns. Garrett's has been shining. JSN's been shining. Chris Olave. He's going out as a senior. He has a chance to break some records with Ohio State. I want to see him achieve those records. So I'm looking for Chris to have a big day. Get close to that all-time touchdown mark.
Okay. Shawn, what do you got?
I got to go with Travion Henderson. He's going up against the favorite running back for the Heisman now in Walker, and like you said, Michigan State's defense is stout against the run. But I think this is one of those games where Ohio State's O-line started coming on last week. I think they're going to be a problem for those guys, and I'm going to see Travion. I don't know how many times they'll give him the ball, but maintain that 8-point whatever average and get me another 2 touchdowns, and I'll be cool with that.
All right. Well, I'm kind of following Jeff's lead. I think the air game is going to be out there to be had, so I'm going to take Wilson. I think Garrett's hopefully Garrett comes back with that same mindset he had this week and goes off again. So weather permitting, of course. So Jeff, what do you have on defense?
Where do we start?
Go to Shawn. Go ahead with your defense when Jeff's done. I'll be right back.
I gotta go to Bryson Shaw. The microscope is big on you, kid. We need somebody to take control of the center of our defense. I don't feel we have it right now. I'm looking for him to break through. Like his level of play needs to break through. So Bryson Shaw. What do you think, Shawn?
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, I was looking at him, I think, last week or something, and he failed me. But yeah,
too many plays. He missed too many plays. I think he just missed too many.
I don't want to hate on him that bad because I think he's missing plays being aggressive at least. He's thinking he's making the read to kind of jump plays a little bit, and he's just, hey, you're not that good at it, so be a little more conservative.
Yeah, you're the last line of defense too. You can't gamble as much when you're when you're the one that's in charge of stopping it. You can't always take that gamble. There's nobody behind you. There's nobody backing you up.
And they're going to be throwing it back that way. 8-10 times this game.
Sure,
for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Michigan State, they're going to test the deep ball. It sounds like they understand the percentages. Most of the time it's a PI or your receiver is going to make the catch because they have the advantage. So.
All right. Jeff, who'd you have?
Bryson Shaw. We were just talking about Bryson Shaw and
2 weeks in a row.
Some steps he needs to take.
God.
The microscope is big on him, man. We need somebody to take over that center of the defense.
Mm-hmm. And that's the guy.
I mean, he's the guy. I'm not saying he's the guy or not, Joe, but he's the guy that's going to be out there. He's the only guy that's ever out there. So, come on, man. The team they've given him the playing time. Now he's just got to make plays when they're there.
Who'd you have, Shawn?
I'm going back to my old school favorite, Theo Chambers.
There you go. That's a good pick though, because he's been making plays, man.
He does make plays every time he's out there. He's one guy that he's around the ball and he makes plays. And I think you can see a heavy dose to him because he's a thumper too. He'll come in and hit you.
Yeah.
Does he have how many years left, Joe? Does he have one more or two?
Oh, at least two. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah. He's only, I don't know off the top of my head, but I would say at least two. I mean,
I would think he might be a redshirt sophomore.
Well, everybody has that extra year built in from COVID, so he could have three more.
Yeah, true. Okay. I think Steel Chambers literally could. I mean, he could grow into an all Big Ten linebacker.
He could be 23 and playing middle linebacker.
Yeah, it could be a boss for it, dude. Playing with a bunch of him and C.J. Hicks, and Gabe Howard, killing people.
That's some fucking speed out there, man. That's dangerous.
It's exciting. I mean, he's growing in the position. I think every week he looks more and more like a linebacker every week.
Yeah.
So good on him.
I got him down as a sophomore right now. So yeah, you got to include the COVID year. So he could play 5 years. Yeah. I'm going Cody Simon this week because I think it's going to be a run-heavy week, and I think we're going to need him to fill healthy enough to fill the gaps and come up and make stops. He's going to be required to do that between the tackles. He can't just slide down the stripper pole on Walker. So so let's get into this. These takes. We got some hot takes from week 11. Let's start in the Big Ten as we usually do. Michigan at Penn State. I thought I called this one in the third quarter. I was damn fucking close to calling this one. Michigan almost pissed down their leg. They actually did. Gave up the lead late in the fourth. They ended up winning 21-17 at Penn State. Guys, go ahead and jump in. What was this a surprise, or was this typical Michigan fashion?
This was exactly how I pictured it.
Typical Penn. Typical Penn
typical
State
for both.
Typical Michigan.
Right.
After turning it over on downs.
I watched that game.
Go ahead, Shawn.
I watched most of that game, and just makes me uncomfortable to watch that kind of football. It's like watching weird things on the internet, man.
Define that. I'm going to know what you think's weird on the internet.
I know what you're saying. That kind of football is tough. It's tough to digest sometimes.
But both those guys, whatever. I'm not mad. I wouldn't have been mad either way. To me, it was a win-win. Either Michigan loses, that's good, or they win, and now I hope I hope they win until they play us.
Right, which is most likely
and
right
now.
Yeah. Right. They got Maryland coming up this week. We'll touch on that. Jeff, what do you think? Was this like just a slow-moving car accident?
Yeah, that's kind of with commentary, like, and coaches' reactions as they're watching it.
Right. And terrible games management too.
That's just the gem of it all. Like, they're matching wits of you think you can fuck this up? Hold my beer. Let me fuck this up. And Penn State, after turning it over on downs, has the chance again to hold Michigan on 4th and 2 to get the ball back with a minute. And they still had a chance to win, and they still couldn't get a stop on 4th and whatever it was. Like, even if you shouldn't have had another chance, you got another chance, and you still couldn't take advantage of it. I think this game is just like put a poster with both their faces on it, and then everybody knows that's what game it was. I was just one of those games with those faces.
What about the fucking fake punt and the fake field goal in the first half? I think Franklin coached his team out of that game.
But you got to love that. You got to love Harbaugh. Thought he saw something fishy, so he called timeout, gets them all squared away, and then they get hit for the deep one. That I hung out with a Michigan fan Saturday. He came over after the game, and he's like, "Fucking Harbaugh. If you don't look, he's like, you look just embarrassing. Just embarrassing." He's like, what did you tell him to look for? And I said, he told him there's no way they're going to throw deep.
Yeah. We just took a timeout. We're totally on to them.
Right. But he told guys, get around. There's no way they're going deep down the sideline.
Yeah. From a punter's arm.
Yeah. My wife asked me, she's like, who do we want to win? I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's a free for all. We're good either way.
It's a carnival.
Yeah. I'm like, just enjoy the shit show. The wreck,
Yeah.
Oh.
I really thought I called it. I actually grabbed Penn State in the first half, I think at plus 350 live betting. And I was like, Harbaugh and Michigan are going to fuck this up. They had a nice big lead. That's why I was getting Penn State at plus 350. And I was like, this is going to happen. And it almost played out beautifully. Took the lead, but I will say Franklin with his dumb ass played for that field goal at the end of the game instead of trying to get in the end zone. And it cost him, obviously. Oh, and Michigan.
I feel like Joey Porter kind of got worked most of the day.
Uh-huh.
Where do you think Michigan saw those? Where did Michigan see those crossing routes before that they were running for the first time? Where did they see that?
It did look familiar.
Interesting. Anyway, Maryland, Michigan State, we kind of touched on that. 40-21. Sparty rolls on with the one loss. Nothing really more to add, I don't think. You guys got anything?
No.
Yeah. OU down at the hands of Baylor. And Baylor gets to rush the field twice. That was awesome. 27-14. And the committee just stands there telling you they were right. The playoff committee is so proud right now.
They're like, good. We had them 8 for a reason, guys. We had them 8 for a reason.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma's out there. Get out of here. See you later. No more. No. So, but still, we still got a one-loss Big 12.
I think that takes the Big 12 out. Oklahoma State has a loss. So
still only have one loss though.
Yeah.
Unless a bunch of losses come for a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody from Big 12 is a problem going forward. Georgia.
I think they'd get in before ACC.
Oh, nobody's coming from that conference. Fuck no. I would let Notre Dame in with 2 losses before either of those conferences. Georgia smacks around Tennessee, is close for like a hot minute. Washington and Oregon was tied at the half, but Oregon pulled away 38-24.
Washington State,
sorry. Yeah. Washington fired their coach today, by the way. Not that anybody cared.
Everybody's firing their coaches out there.
Yeah. There's a lot of jobs out there. I might brush up my resume.
There's a ton of jobs open mid-season. That is odd.
Big jobs, too. Like USC, LSU, those are decent. All right, so nothing. You guys got anything else from this past week that we haven't talked about? Other games? Texas lost to Kansas. I mean, I'm talking about things that matter to the playoff. I don't have time to talk about Texas.
Texas gutting half of their program isn't part of the playoff picture, so we can save that for another time.
Right.
A lot of turmoil in Texas.
There you go.
Bama had a 51.5. They covered. They covered on 51.5.
Yeah, but they lost their second and third string running backs.
Did they really?
They had last week. They did. This week in practice, they had a linebacker and a wide receiver running at running back with the 2s and 3s.
Wow.
So depth is a big problem, and they weren't running the ball well as it stood with Brian Robinson.
We might be one guy away from that type of situation. You see, you were thinking about our running back situation right now. If one of our 2 goes down, we have a true freshman and some walk-ons. Mm-hmm. Bama doesn't even. Bama's down there. Bama's looking at their 3rd and 4th.
Right.
So I mean, it's not just us. I mean, that's the way it is in all these programs.
Yeah.
And some of these programs don't have. They're already they're already packing it in if they're on their, if they're 2 guys down. They don't even know what to do with themselves. So.
Right. This is where the depth in your program really shines through, as we get into weeks 11, 12, 13, and championship games and shit. So let's talk week 12 coming up. We got, let's start in the Big Ten. Michigan favored by 15 at Maryland, at the Shell, as they like to call it.
Do they really? They call it the Shell.
Yeah. I thought they meant Shell station, like a gas station.
Just fill up at the Shell.
Yeah, so here's a stat for you. While we're talking Michigan, though, I wanted to throw this at you guys. I just read this earlier today. C.J. Stroud has 30 TD passes this year through 9 games. Michigan has 24 TDs in the last 2 years in 16 games. Think about that. Let that digest. 30 and 9 by CJ, 24 in 16 by Michigan quarterbacks.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah. So
well, there you go.
So Michigan probably takes care of Maryland, right?
Yeah. I would think so.
No look ahead issues.
I know. I think I take Michigan for 15. They should be like they should.
Michigan's pass rush is legit. They can lean on that, and they'll be after that little Tagliavola all day.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's going to be a bloodbath in the Shell. Turtle soup. Arkansas at Bama. Bama by 22. This is probably not what we're talking about either.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Arkansas is ranked 25th.
Okay. So the rankings are big shit. We know that. Yeah, Bama by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. This one, yeah, this one is a big one that Buckeye fans should be paying attention to. That is Oregon at Utah. Utah favored by 3.
Yeah.
And this could be a rematch in their conference championship game.
Yeah, Utah's in the South. I was hoping game day would go out there. I don't want them anywhere near Columbus.
Yeah, last time that happened, seemed like we had like recruiting violations or something stupid.
That's exactly what I told. That's exactly what I said during the game. I said last time game day showed up there, we lost Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
So get the fuck out of here, Herbie. Take it on out to Salt Lake. Yeah, take it on out to Salt Lake. Go Ducks. Whatever. But yeah, that's a big game and likely rematch.
This over-under is 58.5. I think this is going to be just a slobber knocker run fest. Mario Cristobal, we've seen how he operates. He likes to fucking plow over you, and Utah is the same way. This is 2 hard-nosed teams that are going to go head-to-head. I think this is interesting to me.
58.5, you said, was the over?
Yeah, I think that's way high.
Yeah, this might be like a 17-24 game.
Mm-hmm.
Weather probably going to be a factor, I would assume. In Salt Lake.
7:30 our time.
7:30 at night.
It'll be 4:30 their time.
Oh, 4:30.
So still. Yeah. In Salt Lake City, so that'll be interesting. I think I might tune into that game if there's nothing else on at that time.
Take the under on that. Take the under on that. I think Oregon covers. Oregon might outright win, actually.
Yeah. See how that
they're getting 3 points. I'd go with Oregon.
You got Oklahoma losing. If Oregon loses again, you're going to see Cincinnati sneak their ass into that playoff.
No, I got the team for you, Shawn. I got the team for you right here. They keep hanging and hanging and hanging around. My guy, Teddy KGB, repping Notre Dame. Notre Dame still with 1 loss. They got Georgia Tech coming into the Dome. Does Notre Dame even play an away game? I don't think I've ever seen it in my lifetime. Seems like every game is at home. So, yeah, they're favored by 18. I tell you what, you mess around and end up with a Notre Dame one loss at the end of the season with no championship game.
And the one loss being the undefeated Cincinnati.
Sticky. Yes.
How does the committee put one loss Notre Dame in over no loss Cincinnati when Cincinnati gave them the one loss at Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
I mean, how do you?
They did it to Michigan and Michigan State this past week, man.
But I know, how could you do that for the final playoff rankings? That's cold blooded. I could see it happen, but I don't think it's right. You can't convince me that would be right. Fuck the rest of the metrics that they're reading or whatever.
And the Matrix.
And the Matrix. The Matrix.
That's where we're at. We're all in the fucking Matrix, man.
College football Matrix.
I mean, they'll tell you what other numbers they want, but you can't. If that's the scenario, say if that is what it is, I can't imagine they do it. I can't.
They just did it, and the rules don't apply, dude. The rules are different for every team.
There's no rule.
There's no consistency. It's mayhem, bedlam. Yeah, Michigan State dropped 4 spots behind Michigan.
That would be crazy, though.
I can tell you that. You give me a second.
Who else do they have? Notre Dame?
Stanford.
They play them already?
I don't think.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's at Stanford, though.
Yeah.
And you know how the Cardinals
out on the farm. On the farm.
They took their ducks to the woodshed. So this is getting crazy, man.
With Stanford's 2 key wins are Oregon and Notre Dame, and then they go they can't even make a bowl, but they beat Oregon and Notre Dame.
Right. What a kick in the dick.
We beat 2 top 10 teams and did not go bowl.
Yeah.
And our coach made $9 million that year.
Right.
That's crazy. Shaw's one of the highest paid coaches in football.
He is. And your fucking boy Tucker is up there too. He makes like
Tucker's
8.
up there?
He makes like 8. Shaw's like
Tucker?
9 something. Shaw's like the highest. Him and Jimbo's up there, of course.
Yeah, Rances.
What's up with him?
I don't know. I haven't heard any updates on that supposed story. See what happens.
That story came out, and Jimbo was something. I was surprised when I saw Jimbo on the sideline. Actually, I'm like, oh, that's not final.
Right.
But it was probably supposed to come out for the end of when the season is over. Somebody leaked it.
Yeah.
So they got
it came out early.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I don't even. It's a fucking lateral move.
I don't know, man. LSU's a good job. It's viewed as a top 5 job. Texas A&M is not.
But as far as facilities and money, look at the contract.
Oh, money's the same. Yeah.
You're going from roughly Houston to Baton Rouge. That's you're not moving very far.
Go look at
It's
the
the
top
same.
100 kids. How many of them are A&M leads? Or got them? A&M ain't a bad place to go, man. They can get dudes, and if they get a good coach that can get some of that Texas talent, as Texas swirls the toilet.
Those two schools are recruiting all the same kids. It's the same pool. They're that close.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I don't know. LSU, you might be able to get more recruits, attention just because you're LSU over A&M, just because of, recent history. Players in the NFL is big, and LSU does a great job of recognizing, like Ohio State does, as far as recognizing who they got in the NFL doing what. And that's a huge recruiting tool. So I think we might see it after before the conference championship game. Like as soon as regular season's over, I would be shocked if Jimbo's coaching A&M in the bowl game.
Yeah.
If they're not a playoff team, he's not coaching them. I bet the deal does get finalized.
Yeah.
Because LSU won't be going to a bowl. I don't think, will they?
No.
They got 6 wins.
Not yet.
I mean, why do you want that? You go to LSU, you still got to go against Bama every year. It's like going to coach Michigan. Is it that great of a job?
Yeah.
Texas A&M's paying you like you're coaching Alabama and giving you anything you want. I mean, I don't understand why he'd ever leave that. That to me would be like final destination for Jimbo Fisher.
Right. Yeah. So let's give me your top 4 right now as it stands, Shawn.
I go Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama.
Okay. Got it. Jeff, give me your top 4.
Georgia, Oregon, Bama, Ohio State.
Okay. You got Oregon at the number 2 slot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go. I think, Shawn, you had the exact same thing as me. I went Georgia, Ohio State, Bama, and Oregon. That's what you had, right?
See, you guys are both putting Ohio State ahead of Oregon.
I can remember.
So.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we all. Jeff had Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Bama, right?
No,
Jeff had Georgia, Oregon,
Bama,
Ohio State.
All right. Trying to write this shit down.
I had Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama.
Okay.
You know what I'm kind of rooting for? I'm kind of rooting for a beat Georgia in the beat Georgia in the semifinal, club Alabama in the national title. We take out 2 SEC teams to win the title. I'm so looking forward to that. I want Georgia. We got to play Georgia because those dickheads have been talking shit for too long.
Georgia's going to clobber Alabama right out of this thing.
They might. Okay, they might.
Probably, yeah. But that's what opens the door for the Irish.
Yeah, you're right.
It opens the door for Cincinnati.
No,
I think
they're done.
You guys are both saying the same thing. I mean,
and then what if Oregon loses? Oregon loses, and if Alabama loses,
there you go. That opens the door for Cincinnati. But
that's Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State.
That goddamn committee though sucks off Bama so hard.
You think they would put 3 in from the North? If the South wouldn't allow it. There's no way if they had 3 Northern teams. No fucking way.
It's another civil war.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
I mean, you want to talk about the South rising again? They will rise from the graves.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Buckeyes are number 2. I don't know how you can argue it. Because they are the most complete, at least offense, and they have a decent defense, not the best, but it doesn't have to be the best. If you have an offense that can score points on anybody, you just need a defense that can get off the field once in a while, a few times a game. And then I got Bama just because I think that really their track record, just like to see it, the playoff committee, that's why they give Bama the nod. Oregon, I think we're going to see Oregon slide here over the next few weeks. I don't think they get out of these last 3 games alive without 1 loss. So
Bama's best win this year is Mississippi State.
Yeah, they don't have a great win. I mean, they have a quality loss to Texas A&M.
Yeah, they have a high quality loss, and
which doesn't make sense either.
Right. I mean, Florida's a quality win. I guess they say if you got 4 wins in SEC, you're a quality opponent. I guess you don't have to be 500 or nothing.
All right.
Yeah, whatever,
Well,
Bama. I mean, but Bama deserves until somebody starts beating them, they're gonna, you know what I mean? They deserve with having an equal record, they deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking at an even record, so Bama's gonna be in. But yeah, they still got Arkansas, Auburn, and then Georgia. So
yeah.
they're not out of the woods. Especially when you're saying without the depth at running back, maybe a little weak in spots.
Yeah.
Anybody can get taken. You know, they already did once by fucking A&M, and A&M's backup quarterback is not good.
Right.
I saw him against Arkansas. He looked like a high schooler against Arkansas.
Yeah.
So who knows, man?
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys listening. As always, hit the site, find us on social media, and keep an eye out for those new episodes of the Ryan Day press conferences coming Tuesday and Saturday after the game. So check us out, and we will talk to you this week at some point. Jeff and Shawn, thank you, boys, for joining us.
You got it, bro.
Have a good week.
Yep.
Laters on the Man J.